Okay, I'm Cathy. I'm from Duo Coaching, and I work with Neil,
who's just coming into shot. So,
exactly.
Hello, Chris. Sorry about the quality of our technical equipment, but hopefully this will give you an idea of what we look like. And Cathy is better looking than I am, and how we sound. So, just to try and answer the questions you gave us, Chris, we've been doing this for about 4 years now. Cathy and I met probably about 5 years ago because we'd trained in similar places, and we got together and had experience of bad relationships and good relationships, and we got together and started discussing how we could actually do something which is different and better from traditional relationship counselling.
Yes, we wanted something which is going to be more effective, was going to be much more in the moment and help people when they really needed it, not in a cold environment and when everything had the last argument was 3 weeks ago and they had to wait till the next appointment.
Yeah, so after a lot of research, a lot of discussion, we put together Duo Coaching, which is unique. Nobody else does what we do, and we've had many clients who are very happy and have made major improvements as a result of what we do.
And of course the measure of success isn't always keeping the marriage together. We aim absolutely to get clarity of what they want to have happen, and sometimes it's appropriate for the marriage or partnership to split, and then that's what we aim to help them do in as best a way we possibly can.
So to give you an example of how typically we work, couples come and see us typically for 6 sessions spread over 3 or 4 months. We work very intensively, so the first session typically is about 3.5 hours long, and in that session we can get the whole history of how they both got to where they are, and also a clear understanding of the outcomes they both want. And often the outcomes are different. Often one of them is very clear that they want to stay in the relationship, and the other one is at best ambivalent. But once we have those outcomes, we can start to work towards helping them get to what they want. And the following sessions, which are normally about 5 sessions spaced over 3 or 4 months, are normally about 2.5 hours long, and we deal in those both with the issues of the us, of the two of them as a couple, but also the individual issues. And many people have brought individual issues or patterns of behaviour into their relationship, and it has changed the whole flavour of their relationship. So we work at an individual level as well as jointly.
And of course it works really well because even within a single session we split out into separate rooms if it's appropriate and work with each person one-on-one, and then bring them back together again to work 2-on-2 in the duo format. But we do it as appropriate. Most of the time we're working on the us of them, but sometimes you need to build the individuals up as well, in which case they get the extra support.
Yeah, and the other thing we do which is unique is we do provide 24-hour-a-day, 7-day-a-week support to them. So if a problem comes up, if they start to feel upset with each other or get into an argument or just don't understand what to do next, they can call us or email us at any time and we can give them a response to resolve the problem there and then.
And we do. Sometimes it's just support, other times it's active work, helping them really overcome a problem right in the heat of the moment.
You asked Chris about the professional qualifications we've both got. My background prior to working with this was in business, and I had worked for many years running large organisations, and then I started working with chief executives who had built up successful businesses but felt deeply unhappy and unfulfilled, and often the reason for that was the relationships they're in had suffered as a result of their focus on growing their business. But secondly, they'd never really worked out what it was they fundamentally wanted out of life. They'd been driven to be bigger, better, richer, but never really getting to the core of what would make them wake up happy and excited every morning.
That's right. And of course I came from a sporting background. I went to the Olympics in 1984, did another 2 campaigns and spent 20 years as an elite level international coach. And it's when I came back to this country and needed to earn a crust, that's when I turned to life coaching, and with life coaching then met Neil. We both have a background in NLP, and we also use, we're both clean facilitators, so we use very specific questions in a very appropriate way to help people find their own truths.
Yeah, and what we find is every couple are completely unique. We have a wide range of tools and techniques that we use, and it's great having this big toolkit and we can pull out whatever is going to work in that moment for that couple. So we may have a plan in a session for what's going to happen, but almost inevitably they come back with different things than we expected, and we will work on those. Yeah, as Cathy said, we're NLP qualified. I've got a long background in other forms of counselling, also a clinical hypnotherapist, but we use whatever is appropriate.
And of course I've got an immense background in dealing with small teams, 2-person teams, and in incredible pressure situations, and that really comes in handy, believe me.
Yes, and my business experience is about being very clear the outcomes you want, communicating those clearly, but also dealing with conflict, dealing with a wide range of different people, different emotions, and that fits very well with the relationship work we do, which we have also expanded into working with businesses, because we found many of our clients run businesses, and many of the people I come across also have problems in their relationships with co-directors or partners at work.
Yes, and I'm certainly not averse to using this in sport whatsoever, but we go a step at a time at the moment.
Yeah.
One of the things about us which you may not realise is that we are professional partners only. We're not partners in life, which really helps with a couple, because they look at us and see, they're not seeing that we're sitting there squeaky clean saying, look at us, we're a perfect married couple. Well, we're not. We're not involved, which really helps. So they know they're getting a proper, truly professional service.
Yeah, absolutely. And you also asked about, do I normally deal with the males? Does Cathy normally deal with the females? We deal with both, and it's sometimes very helpful to confound their expectations. Quite often we get men coming in saying, I'd like to have a man's chat with Neil, and we often find that Cathy can get to places where I might not be able to get to, and vice versa.
That's right. And in the end, they're people, we're people, we make it happen with our own differences and skills.
Yeah.
So.
But what our clients do say is they love to have both a man and a woman to deal with. They like to have 2 people dealing with both of them. That makes a big difference to them.
And because we've got time to watch. If you're only one counsellor watching 2 people, that's hard work, especially since you put your focus on the one person who's either emoting the most or talking the most, quite frankly, and there's no time for the other person. 2 people make sure that the other person is always considered and watched for. We're fair, we're always fair. We're not always equal, because some people talk more than others, but we are always fair with our couples.
Yeah. And in terms of real examples, we've dealt with a whole range of, we've worked with several hundred people, and we always think that we're going to start to repeat patterns and find people who've got the same problems, but we've yet to find that.
No. You might think it beforehand that there's going to be, oh, this is dead simple, it's an affair. Oh, no, it's not. There's everything we get. So the more common ones are, let's take it through. Certainly affairs and betrayals of trust are inevitably, sadly, a fairly big part of our work. What else we got?
Communication problems. People have just drifted apart over the years and find they no longer enjoy each other's company. They've lost the sense of fun and love that they had started with.
Yeah, and sometimes it's just from sheer pressure of life, from kids, anything. Then you also get the ones who have got personal tragedies in their life, maybe a miscarriage or something else like that. And for some people, it's just that life has hit them hard. Something is coming at them, and it's outside them, and quite frankly even the best of marriages would be tested, so they come and seek support.
Yeah. And in terms of age, our clients have ranged from in their early 20s up to in their 60s, so it's a huge range.
And I'm talking about marriages. What we're talking about actually is a committed relationship.
Yeah.
It can be a marriage, it can be a partnership, or and of course the gender of the various individuals, that doesn't matter either, it's still a relationship.
Yeah, so we work with same-sex as well as opposite-sex relationships. Chrissy also asked about what we do outside the work. So over to you, Cathy.
Well, as I said, my big background is in sport, and I'm a very, very keen sailor. I'm years and years of competitive sailing. However, now I've turned to cruising and have really found regenerated my love of wind and water. So that's